Why, hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Anime Club. This is Knick Knack. With me is the great Lord Vorn.
Hello, everyone.
And Seki.
The true ruler of this show.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
We all know you would fall apart without me here. Anyways, this week, thanks to one of Vorn's smart-ass comments, I decided that it was time for a little bit more Katekyo Hitman Reborn.
She was planning this from the beginning, guys. Don't listen to her.
Look, I don't know what you guys are so salty about. It's a good anime. It's a good manga. Fuck off. What? It is. It's good. So with that being said, I suppose ratings are in order.
Yeah, I think we should start with you.
I mean,
you're the most predictable rating here.
Yeah, this is an absolute improvement. I love the Vongola Ring and Varia arcs, and that's what we're into now, finally. I really like the Varia as characters, and I really like what's going on behind the ring battles, which we haven't quite gotten to see yet, because due to our submission constraints and the fact that a couple of us were busy in the last couple of weeks, I couldn't put in like a full 20 episode chunk like I wanted to, which I think would have gotten us to like the end of the big fight and maybe some explanation as to what's going behind, but we did get decently far.
We ended on a pretty good place.
I tried really hard to find like a good ending episode where I wasn't like splitting a fight or any sort of major character development, because like that's hard in this show when splitting it up in like a certain amount of episodes.
It's actually pretty perfect because you did hit on that Lambo Explained recap episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. We ended on a recap.
Yeah.
Arguably, we could have ended one earlier. We could have started with the recap.
I could have, but,
Episodes playing out?
Episodes planned out, mostly.
Yeah.
It just becomes an issue, because this is a long-running show. I mean, this show had, 203 episodes, and that's just not easy to split up. And I'm not going to have you watch all of it, but I did want to get through the next couple arcs, for sure.
Do you want us to finish on which arc?
I want us, for sure, to finish the Varia arc, and then I might jump us forward and have us do the Arcobaleno trials. And that might be all I show you. The Arcobaleno trials are short, too. It's only 12 episodes. Okay. So that would be just one other submission. But I don't... The kind of the entire rest of the series, with the exception of those 12 episodes after 74 to 203, is really one large arc. A la the length of some One Piece arcs. So, it's, And obviously, I only got you guys to 56?
Yeah.
This arc goes till, I think, 65 before a bunch of filler episodes kick in. So I've still got one more submission here.
Filler, yay!
Suck it up, Buttercup.
How about you, Vorn? What did you think?
Okay, this is probably going to sound surprising, maybe. I don't know. But I actually kind of liked it. It reminded me of, Saturday cartoons right there. Although it did have that Dragon Ball Z effect almost toward the end.
What about you, Knick Knack? I'm not touching that. I'm not risking lowering that.
Take what you can get, Seki.
Yeah.
So watching this arc was rough. Because the entire beginning felt like some of the most cookie-cutter generic we're going to fight shonen I've seen in a while.
Well, but they have to.
And then there was a fight about halfway through.
Yeah.
And it felt like the plot actually kind of kicked in at around that spot.
Okay, yeah.
And I've been bouncing back and forth, but the big thing I think that separates where my rating stands is I actually kind of want to see what happens next. So this is going to be an approved for me, I think.
Yes! You know what the worst part about that, though, is?
What?
Carryovers on Realm.
It's still a mess.
No, he gave it a shit last submission.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna raise that to a meh here, so you're not just carrying over like a minus into your score this season because Realm's not here.
Yeah, that's so disappointing. Oh, this because I think he would have liked this. I do.
So this ends up being a big. I was actually thinking about this on the way here because I had a feeling this might happen. What does that mean score-wise for us? Is just Katekyo forever doomed to be no higher than B because Realm's probably never going to watch enough episodes to catch up on this?
I don't.
Or are you gonna have to find like a guest that you can catch up, that you can have watch?
I mean, look here. I'm gonna say this here. I don't think it's fair to let this languish unable to reach a higher score. But
we also don't want to just jump it to A because it had one good submission here.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is we won't raise it any more than one per. So if you get another 2 approves from Vorn and I next time you submit it, we'll raise it to A.
Okay. That seems fair. That seems fair. With that being said, I can actually do some. So what? Last time we watched Katekyo Hitman Reborn, we actually watched this 3 times in season 1, which means you got a lot of it in like a very short amount of. Like you got 39 episodes in a year.
And like
Got sick of it.
80% was filler.
A lot of it was filler. Not 80%, but a lot of it. But back at that time, I wasn't doing. So we weren't quite doing things the way we're doing it now. So. Katekyo Hitman Reborn, the manga was published between 2004 and 2012. It is an action-adventure, comedy, supernatural shonen, as you would expect. There's 42 volumes to the manga, and then the anime was released between 2006 and 2010. So the anime doesn't actually cover it kind of ends before the final arc of the manga. And it's 203 episodes. It was produced by Studio Artland, which I had not really heard of before. However, Artland did go defunct in 2015. So it is no longer active. However, out of Studio Artland has actually come some really interesting things. Mushishi was done by Artland. And then obviously Katekyo. Gunslinger Girl I've heard of. Demon King Daimyo, although it wasn't very good, I've seen.
Is that Senran Kagura?
Yes,
I'm not saying it's good, but it's based off of a
Senran
video
Kagura.
game.
Yep. 7 Mortal Sins in 2017, but that was in production with TNK Studios. So I guess they kind of, because that's after they officially closed. So I would assume that that's just a matter of some of the animators moving over to
Or that
TNK.
might have been in production before it closed.
Yeah.
So probably first couple episodes.
No, because it's 2017. So, no. There's some OVAs and some animated films. Basically, they've done all the Mushishi stuff, which is their big seller, and then Legend of Galactic Heroes.
That's a big one.
Yeah, and then Katekyo Hitman Reborn. Those are kind of their 3 landmark series, which is actually pretty decent. But yeah, they did go defunct, and
They went the way of the dodo.
yeah. Apparently, the debt they incurred for them to go defunct was based on outsourcing, which was almost 90% of production costs by the end of their studio's run. So they were outsourcing almost everything. Like, as of March 2016, there were only 11 employees in the company.
Woof.
And they shut down officially in 2017.
So they were just
So-
outsourcing to get their final projects done.
Basically, yeah. And then the music was done by Toshihiko Sahashi, who actually has a lot more things I recognize on his kind of has done the music for. And I don't mean the opening, I mean the music.
Okay.
But see, Black Blood Brothers, I've heard of that. Digimon Adventures, the 2020 series, actually. Full Metal Panic, pretty much everything.
Hunter x Hunter.
Yep. Gunslinger Girl, all the Hunter x Hunter, a bunch of the Kamen Riders for live action. Mobile Suit Gundam Seed, specifically. Magic Knight Rayearth, I've heard of. Some of the Saint Seiyas. Ultraman, the live action. So this was a decent makeup of stuff that this music writer has done. Fairly Seiju Sentai Gingaman too. And some other big names. So, it says that his style is typically pretty symphonic and classical, a little jazzy. I don't know if you could. identify notes of that in here, but you know, just as a note. So that's what on the background. So I mean, yeah, so this was coming out like 2000, you know, like 2007, 2006 to 2007 was when this anime was coming out. So, how'd you guys feel about the music, animation, OPED?
Music-wise, I didn't have that much to say. It wasn't bad, but it worked. That's all I can say on that. Nothing was. I'm not looking up any of these tracks on YouTube like I do sometimes, but I'm also not like, oh dear God, why is this track playing again? Which we know for a fact I have done on this channel.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care for the carryover OP, but the new OP I actually really did like. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like the new OP too.
Yeah, the carryover OP eventually.
Well, that's because you've been hearing it for so long, or you know, you heard it a lot.
Actually, no, it got to me. At least the first part right there. That's the reason why it reminds me of like Sunday cartoons right there. So much. And the new one, it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I like the OP. The ED, fine.
Yeah.
I got no real feelings about it, but I almost never do about EDs.
I think I skipped it most of the times this time because I had so many episodes to watch.
It was only 15.
It was 16 or 17.
It was 40 to...
40 to 56, 72.
56?
Or 72. 72, God, no, 17. 40 to 56, 17.
Okay.
Yeah, 17. Yeah.
Okay. 17 then. I'm not good at counting. To be fair though, I did also tell them that there was, if they had time, a 6 optional episodes at the beginning, because we technically started this last time we watched Katekyo. I was planning to, I think at the time I was just planning to keep submitting as much as I could every single time and try to get us through this a little bit. But like by the end of that submission, I was just kind of like, fuck, I don't want to deal with this again with you two, or you three, you know, with Realm in there. So I had originally had them watch the 39, and 34 to 39 are part of this arc. So, you know, they actually introduce the Varia and the 7 rings and kind of the ideas of the ring battles in those 6 episodes. So I was really hoping you hadn't forgotten that, so that when we got into the, you know, the first ring battle in episode 40, you'd understand what was happening.
I mean, I did forget it, but also I remembered really quickly.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very easy to catch back up.
I know, I gave you the option just in case you had the time or the inclination or felt you needed the catch up, you know. I didn't really want to have us rewatch a whole 6 episodes. You know what I mean? But it had been so long.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't want to do that. But I guess with that being said, we should probably move on to characters and story.
Yeah.
You got a dumbass.
Oh, poor baby. All right.
Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a good day, evening, or afternoon.
These episodes come out at noon.
Well, that's for us, not for everybody else.
Dude, that's when they go public on YouTube.
Noon. For
Yes.
Us. But time zone.
Oh, he's right. Time zones. We do have watches in Europe.
Good evening, you people in Europe. Our European bros. Let us know if you're out there. Bye.